And on today's episode of the Riderflex podcast, the closing statement during the job interview, which, by the way, beyond your opening statement, is the most important piece, right? Your opening statement and your closing statement are usually the most important pieces of the interview. So, 4 key areas to emphasize during your closing statement. By the way, how do you know when to deliver your closing statement? Usually the interviewer will say, "So Mary, is there anything else you'd like to share with us today?" Or something like that, right? There'll be some sort of summary wrap-up question. That's when you know it's the right moment to deliver your power closing statement. By the way, even if they don't ask you some sort of summary question and they say, "So Johnny, do you have any questions for us?" That's the moment where you deliver your closing statement. 4 key things to emphasize and point out. You ready? Number 1, reiterate why you are the perfect match for the job spec they put out. Just mention it again. Even if it was covered during the interview, just say one more time why your experiences and your skill set match the job spec that they put out, right? Just emphasize it. Hey, listen, just want to say one more time, John, that I really feel like I'm the perfect fit for this because my experience is XYZ, my skill set is XYZ, and that's exactly what you guys had listed on the job description for the job posting, and I feel like I'm a perfect fit, etc., etc. So that's number 1. Re-emphasize why you're the perfect fit on paper. Number 2, why do you want the job? Reiterate why you want to work at that particular company, in that particular industry. Is it the product? Is it the culture? Is it the people? Just reiterate why you want to work there for that particular team and that particular company. Many people leave that out, so be sure to emphasize that again during your closing statement. Number 3, defuse anything you know they might be worried about. Bring it up, even if it didn't come up during the job interview. Now, I know some people might disagree with that, right? A lot of career coaches would tell you to stay away from anything that might make your profile look weak or whatever. Here's the deal. Most interviewers, they're worried about it if you're worried about it. Sometimes they just don't ask. So bring it up. If you have a super long commute and they don't talk about it during the interview, I'd bring it up and I'd tell them why it's not a big deal for you and that you can handle it, etc. Whatever it is, right? Maybe you don't have, Facebook social media experience, and social media is a skill set or an experience that was in the job spec. And you know that your gut tells you they're worried about that particular platform. Just talk about it, bring it up, be ready for it, and mention why that's not going to hurt you as a candidate. Okay, so number 3 was defuse anything you know they're worried about, even if they didn't ask you. I recommend you do that. And counter it and talk about why it's not going to hurt your overall job performance. And last, number 4, remind them that you have solved their problem. You've solved their pain point. Trust me, when you have an opening and you need to fill it, it's a pain point. And most interviewers and most HR folks, they just want to get it done. They want to be done with it. So it's great for you to say, "By the way, John, your problems are over. I'm here. I've solved it. You can stop interviewing candidates now. I'm here. Let's put this to bed. I'm ready to start work." Or something like that. Just remind them or emphasize to them that you have solved the problem for them because you're there and you're ready to take the job. And there is your Riderflex tip of the day. The Riderflex podcast features entrepreneurs, business executives, and the stories behind how they got there, as well as daily tips on career advice and job interviews. Our show can be heard just about anywhere these days, but you can visit riderflex.com and click on the podcast page to hear all the previous episodes and learn more about the recruiting and consulting services we provide. Contact us at the email address info@riderflex.com or 888-964-5876. Thanks so much for listening, and if you enjoy our show, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and like the episodes.